Thanks, it's you. He sold another thing. Thank you, person.
Yummy!
We spent roughly $300 on the Matrix and fixes, so I'd like to earn that back. That would add an additional $40 a day. Work out a framework and system for these videos. I think that we're starting to develop some sort of a structure, and hopefully we can continue making the production better as we go. But this is my primary focus right now, is this vlog and getting better. I want to become the ideal version of myself, as well as be a person capable of providing value to others.
Okay. Before we jump into taking this thing apart, I just wanted to tell a story about it. Like how I ended up with a Yaris of all things, you know. It's not a cool car. It's not like one of those clout cars. If you try to, it doesn't have search engine optimization stuff. Like it's, you know, it's just a beat up kind of old car. You know, this is 2006. It's now 2024. So if you're trying to
何それ
do DoorDash and things like that, you know, wouldn't it make more sense to have like a more newer car that's not gonna break or have maintenance issues or things like that? Before I went on my journey to become a programmer, I was and I was fed up with that life. I thought that's what I wanted, and it wasn't. So me and my partner, we together quit our jobs, and we, with the help of her mom, we were able to use Team Treehouse and other resources to kind of get our toes wet and start to learn about the tech industry and how to program and things like that. During that transition period, I had purchased a 2010 Prius, and that car uses a 1NZ FXE, which is the hybrid model for the 1NZ that is inside this car. This engine, this little 110 horsepower 4-cylinder. I did my own maintenance on that car because it was a big cost to doing Uber. Is any kind of like thing where your vehicle is your source of income. If you're not maintaining it, it's a huge cost to your bottom line if you're not doing your own maintenance or whatever. You know, I know there's programs and stuff out there, and I'm sure there's more efficient ways to do it, but for me, it's not just about the skill set, but also the mindset of being able to maintain your own vehicle. And so, and everything else that comes around with that, you know. So that car treated me so well, and it was very easy to work on. Like the parts were always available. The engine just never had any problems. I ran that car so hard, and it just never had any problems. And when I decided I wanted to do this again, I knew Priuses were too expensive. And I also really dislike driving automatics. So I wanted to, and then I found out that the 1NZ was in Yaris's, and they had C50 transmissions, which were very similar to MR2's C52s. So I was like, okay, well, I know MR2 is like a car for me in the future, and the components and things like this, I guess I started becoming a Toyota person. Okay.
So when we finally had all the pieces in place to where we could make a move to transition our life again, like we did back from GameStop to programmer, we decided that a second gen Yaris was the way to go. Other people, I know there's guys like Chris Fix that have all the general videos you could ever want that are way better than anything I could ever make, but I still wanted to grow and evolve as a creator, and I figured that if I could make specific videos on a car that might make sense to my goals and maybe some other audience, then I could provide a value. Now that has worked a bit. My axle video and my drum brake videos and some of my other videos for the Yaris specifically have done well, and I appreciate those people who have watched, and I hope I have helped. The last requirement I put on myself is it had to be $2,000, because it had to be an amount of money that anybody could obtain, and then they could do this themselves. You know, like if you bought a crappy car and you started working on it, you could earn your own money, become your own boss, use that to leverage to something else. So that brings us to today, where I've grown to really appreciate these cars more than I thought I ever would have. Like I had said before, I was a rotary head and a rear-wheel drive elitist. The reason I ended up with motorcycles is because I like wouldn't drive anything that wasn't rear-wheel drive, and you could control the gears. We all have to grow up. Just kidding.
Yo, you done yapping or what? We gotta work. Keep talking.
Yo, so I've been sitting in this car watching YouTube videos about how to do this because I realized I didn't do that the other day when I was supposed to.
Oh my.
And yeah, we definitely have everything we need to do this, but I think here in front of the driveway is not the right spot because I'm not exactly sure how long this is going to take me. I think that we need to get the Yaris by the side yard. I am going to have to clear that with my landlord, so I'm gonna figure that out because I really just want to get to it. But the thing is, it's better to plan and then execute. And I need the space for the engine hoist, and that's really my only option. So there's nothing I can do about it today. So I need to just move forward. Cute. Okay, so we finished our work for the day. We're currently at a gas station getting gas, and we are gonna head home. Before that, I wanted to give an update on the Matrix. It's running great. Like, I haven't installed it. I do hear the grinding, but I think there's probably something wrong with, like, maybe the bearings are going out. I don't know. I should probably have somebody professional look at the transmission to see if there's actually anything wrong with it. But if I shift right, it doesn't really grind. We got clearance to move the Yaris and work on it, but we won't do it tonight. If you're watching this and you're building a YouTube channel, please let me know in the comments so I can check out your content and potentially subscribe. Before we go, I just wanted to leave you with this. Recently, I read this thing that was like, the people who want you to win will help you win. And it got me thinking about the difference between, like, a team member. It's okay if people are, like, around you and care about you and stuff like that, but, like, people who are on your team will want you to win because you winning is a win for them. And I've definitely been on a lot of people's teams before. Anyways, I have all these kinds of weird ideas. Like, one of them is, if you're watching this and you make t-shirts, then reach out to me so I can use your company to make t-shirts. I guess what I'm trying to say is we all serve different roles in other people's lives, and it's important to understand what your role is and to make sure you're setting proper boundaries between yourself and the people around you. I know today wasn't very eventful, but we're laying the foundation for the next few days. Hopefully we get the clutch out and nothing is too terribly wrong, but this is our cartoon life, so have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow.